How we doing today, guys? So today we are going to learn about Lobster Boy. It's going to be kind of a short video, nothing too lengthy, nothing too long, nothing too in-depth, if you know what I mean. We're just going to give you kind of a basic of a backstory for this. And if you guys enjoy it, please tell me down in the comments if you want a part 2, if there's somebody else you want me to talk about, something like that. It's one of my first videos doing something in this style, so I really hope you enjoy it. Definitely give me some pointers, definitely critique it for me if you want. And if you have any ideas of something you want me to do, leave it down in the comments. Let's get into it. Grady Stiles Jr., also known as Lobster Boy, was born in Pittsburgh, PA in 1937. At this time, Grady's father was a part of the circus life and was involved in a circus called Freak Show. However, Grady's father was more than happy to involve his kids within the circus world next to his side. Grady Jr. had a condition called ectrodactyly, which is a rare condition. Ectrodactyly, also known as cleft hand, involves the deficiency in or absence of one or more central digits of the hands or feet. The hands and feet of people with cleft hands are often described as claw-like and may include only the thumb and one finger with similar abnormalities of the feet. With this condition taking over Grady's hands and feet, Grady was unable to walk, which put him in a wheelchair for most of his life. As a result, he learned how to use his upper body strength to pull him across the floor and to get around the house. As Grady grew up, he became alarmingly strong, which is something that would unfortunately contribute to his homicidal rage later in life. Many people view this condition as a handicap for Grady. Seeing how he had deformed appendages, he did not have hands most boys his age did. People were truly appalled by him. For the Stiles family, however, this just made dollar signs appear in their eyes. Dating back to the 1800s, the family grew and had more children with unusual hands and feet. The Stiles ended up organizing a circus called the Lobster family, and it became a carnival staple throughout the early 20th century. Throughout Grady's childhood, his family toured the carnival circus, spending most of their off-season in Gibson, Florida, as many carnies did. The family did extremely well as far as profits were concerned, making an average of $50,000 to $80,000 per season. Unlike a lot of freak show acts like themselves, the Stiles family were not subjective to anything more than circus stares when living their everyday life. With Grady being a young man in the carnival world, it wasn't surprising that he fell in love with another carnival worker. This carnival worker was Mariah Teresa, who had run away to join the circus as a teenager. Mariah was not part of any acts in the circus. She was merely a staff member. However, she fell in love with Grady and the two got married. The couple had 2 kids, and like his father before him, Grady and Mariah's children were also born with cleft hands and were soon introduced into the family business. As children growing up, particularly the Stiles' daughter, Kathy, was not born with ectrodactyly and therefore became the apple of her father's eye, but the Stiles family legacy began to take a dark turn. Grady developed a dependence on alcohol while also having impressive upper body strength. Grady started to get abusive towards his wife and kids. At one point, Grady allegedly used his claw-like hands to choke his wife. The worst had yet to come, however, because Grady's teenage daughter, Donna, fell in love with a young man that the Stiles family did not approve of. It was at this point Grady demonstrated his true strength. Now, no one's exactly sure what the hell happened on the eve of Donna's wedding. Grady went to see his daughter's fiancé under the disguise of giving his blessing for the wedding planned the very next day. On this day, Grady picked up his shotgun and murdered Donna's fiancé in cold blood. Following the murder, Grady stood trial and admitted to his actions with no remorse to show. The court pointed out that Grady could not possibly be in prison, meaning no jail could handle his disability. To confine him to prison would be a cruel and unusual punishment. Not to mention, by this time, Grady acquired liver cancer from drinking and had insomnia from years of cigarettes. The court system realized that with Grady's condition, the prisons available were not well equipped to deal with his disability, especially with Grady's rare condition. So what happened to good old Lobster Boy Grady Stiles Jr.? The court system let him go home with 15 years on probation. He divorced his first wife and remarried another woman, with whom he had 2 more children with. To nobody's surprise, he was still an abusive alcoholic, which led his second wife to divorce him. He strangled his second wife the same exact way he strangled his first wife. Grady evaded prison a second time, which gained him a god complex as far as being above the law, which made his abusive behavior towards his wife and children all the more severe. His second wife eventually reached her limits. A few years after marrying Mr. Stiles, his second wife Mary paid her 17-year-old neighbor Chris Wyant a whopping $1,500 to kill her husband Grady. Their son Glenn also helped commit the murder. Wyant took a .32 Colt automatic that he had a close friend buy for him and brought it to Grady's trailer, where he proceeded to shoot Grady directly in the head. During the trial, no one denied that they had intended to kill Grady. Grady's wife Mary spoke about the lengthy abuse history. She was quoted saying, "My husband was going to kill my family, and I believe that from the bottom of my heart." One of the children from this marriage, Kathy, did testify against Wyant, but Wyatt was convicted by the jury of second-degree murder and was sentenced to 27 years in prison. Mary and her son Glenn were convicted of first-degree murder. Mary received a 12-year sentence in prison. She had an unsuccessful appeal for her conviction and began to serve her time in February of 1997. Trying to get Glenn to take a plea bargain, which he refused, the court sentenced him to serve life in prison. While all this was happening, Grady Stiles' body was being put to rest. Lobster Boy was widely disliked, not just by his family, but also by his community. The funeral home could not find anyone willing to be pallbearers, and they had to bury Lobster Boy 6 feet under where he lies now. So I had a couple people ask me in the making of this video, what happened to Lobster Boy's kids? You'll actually be kind of surprised, because I was too, that one of Lobster Boy's sons actually still is in the circus. I'm not sure of his daughters or what they do, but his son's in the circus, and it's actually going very, very well. A little bit of a bonus round. I did find this video of Lobster Boy with a kid named Fat Boy. That's not being mean. That's not throwing hate towards anyone. We don't do any shaming around here. That was actually the name given to him in the circus. So I'll show you that video right now.
Something you can see and feel. She's a monster baby who weighed 42 pounds at birth. She's a woman.
There's a lot more freaky people on the outside of that midway than there ever was in the show. And that's becoming more true every day, really. I myself consider it a little freaky when I see a guy walking down the midway with a ponytail on. This to me is freaky. I don't know what to say.
He's here now. He's alive. Go on the inside. You've seen the rest. Now see the bat. He'll walk. He'll talk. He'll tell you about himself. Look at the photographs on the outside. He looks just like that on the inside.
I get some pity. I get some, shall we say, ridicule. A lot of people come in to take their hatred out on me. It's just the way they let off their emotions.
That's two for me.
Well, I work for the Lobster Boy in some ways.
Instead of feet, I was born with the flippers or the fillers of a lobster.
He is booking my show onto Amusements of America, and therefore is the boss.
What did you used to say? He said, I don't consider I used to say, Paul, why don't you act like a human being? He said, I don't consider myself in the human race.
That's right. I have got no use for the human race.
But he's part of it, if he likes it or not.
Yeah.
That used to be his always remark. You know, he'd make a remark to the people or something. I'd say, Paul, why don't you act right and act like a human being? I ain't part of the human race. I don't want to act like a human being.
I have no use for the human race. Ain't true. The human race has gone to hell on the wheelbarrow.
Well, not all of it. Not all of it.
99% of it, friend, and that's a pretty bad odds.
And the last week he makes me do it. He says, now you pay my bills and gives me $35 a week to live on, and you take the show. So naturally I had to do it, because if I hit, I've got to come out way ahead. Well, of course, if I get bad weather like this, he's got security. He's got his bills paid.
That's what I was after. And the thing is, so far, so bad.
Yeah, it was bad weather, see, but he give up early when the fairs are getting ready to start, see. And I've had so many people in the business
complaining.
No, I've had more people in this business do that. Look at me.
You're great.
It's a crazy thing. But when you're out here to make a living, you try your best to do it.
If you got to knock the other guy out of the box to do it, you do it.
Well, don't go that far. If you let you have to.
You know what I mean? Just like like you got me in Coshocton there. I was supposed to go into Coshocton.
Well, I didn't know it. I was just
Right.
after the spot.
Right. But you had to knock me out of the box to get it.
Well, I didn't know I was knocking you out of the box.
Well, you did.
Well,
Please
no, I
believe
didn't.
me. You almost
I
got me in
didn't.
Auburn, Indiana.
No,
I don't
I
know how
didn't.
you did that.
Well, I didn't go to
You
Albany.
didn't even play it, but you knocked me out of it.
Well, it's like this, really. If there's only one location, he gets it. But
Well, I wouldn't
otherwise,
say that.
Minerva, Ohio?
Well, now,
Shut
you
up.
put the money... But
Shut up.
You put the biggest money show ahead of the other one, don't you?
No. Not when I'm in the other one.
Alright guys, so that was Lobster Boy. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope I can do more videos like this and you guys enjoy those ones even more. If there's something I missed or information I didn't put in, make sure to put in the comments below. Inform me, because I couldn't find much information about this case. I didn't dive deep into it. Like, I didn't go to the court case or look at the papers or the files or anything like that. I went off what I could find and what was informed to me. So definitely leave me some comments down below of what I should have included or what I missed. As far as Lobster Boy's son, my heart goes out to him. I hope he's doing good. I hope everything is going really good for him. It seems like it is on a very good note. And then, I mean, I'd love to do an interview with him. Lobster Boy's son, if you somehow get to see this, by all means, send me a DM, send me a comment, something, and we'll do an interview with you. So, that, guys, have a good one. GG's and good night.